I have a lot of conversations with very smart SEO teams at big companies, and I keep hearing the same themes coming up again and again. I hear about SEO teams struggling with getting conclusive test results. I heard just from a major global brand the other day, they were struggling to have enough of their tests return statistical winners. I hear challenges with demonstrating incremental SEO value. We all know the pressure that businesses are under with inflation and other challenges in the economy. And so I was talking to a leading UK property business, and they were saying they're being asked to do more with less and prove their results more rigorously than ever before. And also, we're hearing about challenges with reporting back to the business. A huge franchise chain told me that they're being asked to report on per initiative outcomes and show the business, we thought this would work, we did it, and it did work. And Searchpilot is addressing all of these things, but we still recognize that a lot of teams can be nervous about implementing our solution. Why? Well, Searchpilot is an investment. Search is full of big promises and of, unfortunately, under delivery. And so SEO professionals and their bosses can be forgiven for being a bit hesitant about making bold plays. Building out a testing program can be a really big deal for a lot of teams. So something I've been thinking a lot about recently is about how to mitigate the uncertainty that comes with a big project like this. And what we often find when we're talking to prospects or new customers is that doing a project with Searchpilot is one of their big mainstay pillars of the SEO strategy for the coming year or even longer. And so as they do that, they're obviously investing a lot of time, money, effort, political capital into getting the project done. And so it requires quite a lot of thinking about how to structure that as effectively as possible. I guess to zoom out a little bit, it's worth remembering that if you're going to try and achieve big goals, you're going to have to make big plays. To get big results on big websites that have been around for a long time and are probably already performing pretty highly, you're going to have to make big investments and take big swings. And I've had this silly conversation on Twitter where I deliberately asked the question with no context to see how different people would interpret it. But we definitely see from all the replies, and we know that when you look at the fully loaded cost of an SEO project, it's easily up into the multiple millions of dollars, potentially much higher than that. You're not looking at just agency costs. You're talking about your in-house team, your engineering team, software, data, and so on. And so when you're making big plays, there's obviously a lot that's on the line. And so you're going to have to think about how you structure your pitch. So here's how I think about it when I'm talking about Searchpilot in particular. The first step is to de-risk the project with some quick wins. And this is something that's super popular with the finance team, with the CFO. They want to know, okay, maybe I don't believe every single detail of your crazy upside vision for this project, but can you at least reassure me that the project can pay for itself? And so we often talk about this in terms of looking at the backlog of ideas. Most SEO teams have a whole load of things on the backlog. They can open their desk drawer and they've got 5 audits that they've had from the last 5 SEO agencies that they've worked with. And they've got a list of things that they haven't been able to get done for whatever reason. And through our Meta CMS technology, they're able to just roll out a whole bunch of those fixes really quickly. So that has an immediate business case around the cost and time it would have taken to get that done some other way and the benefit that they're going to get from those changes. So you can de-risk the project with some quick wins. So then I already mentioned that it can be challenging to get the business to believe big upside projections. Obviously, you hope they're there and you can model them out and they can be completely plausible. And there are big wins from some of these kinds of programs, but this is the kind of thing that can sound too good to be true and that has definitely been heard before by the business. And so we found much easier often to build this case by starting from the confidence and the certainty side of the case and saying, these are the super believable outcomes, which at least pays for the program, brings some level of ROI, and then layering everything else on top of that. So what we're talking about then is building this almost layered structure with the business case, where first off, it quickly pays for itself through highly confident, very certain outcomes. We then build a business case around efficiency gains. And what I'm talking about here is saying, okay, if we weren't running this program, we'd have to make all these different engineering tickets. We'd have a sequence of changes that we want to make to the website, and we'd be doing that over some period of time. With testing, we get to build these out in the marketing team without involving engineering in every single ticket. And we quickly get to find out which of these are the winners, which are not worth it because they're inconclusive, and which do we want to avoid at all costs because they're going to be negative. So we avoid all of these, and we're left with just the ones that we want to make to the site. So we're essentially getting all of the upside that we would have got before and avoiding some of the downside with less engineering effort. So there's this efficiency play here. So we take the highly confident outcomes, we layer on top the efficiency gains, and then we start getting to saying, okay, we're avoiding those losses. So especially in this climate, there's a big demand for the safety and security of avoiding any kind of damage to the organic performance. And then finally, we get to the cherry on top, which is the big wins, the ROI, the uplifts that we wouldn't have been able to discover any other way, and being able to take those bold bets. So this is how I think about mitigating uncertainty, putting together a business case for big projects and big strategic directions in an SEO program. And I hope that's been helpful. Take care.